trying to get to where you are. No competition, just reminiscing on what I'm missing. Can't get you out of my mind. Can't get you out of my mind. Yeah.
That's honey.
I'm on a mission, just trying to get to where you are. No competition, reminiscing on what I'm missing. Can't get you out of my mind. Can't get you out of my mind. Hate to admit it, but I really need your help. Dito Live.
What's going on, everyone? This is your guy, Demetrius Toll-Free, excited to let you all know I'm finally ready to launch my own weekly podcast. You guessed it, Dito Live. Each episode, we will have a sit-down conversation about what's going on in our local community and beyond. But for right now, go and subscribe to my brand new YouTube channel. Simply search Toll-Free at DTOLEFREE. I'm so excited that I can't wait for you to join me live exclusively on Facebook and YouTube for my brand new podcast. Y'all already know what it is. Yes, sir, Doc. Hey everyone, this is Demetrius Toll-Free from your favorite radio show, Shop Talk, where literally no person or subject is off limits, with some great information that you want to hear. As you know, the season is starting to change from summer to fall and winter, and we don't want you to be left out in the cold. With that said, this is a perfect time for you to get your freedom gear. We have hoodies in an array of sizes and colors, both pullover and zip up. And we recently introduced some FDR beanies that will keep your head warm as well. As an added bonus, we have added some other great items in our store, such as AirPod cases, iPhone cases, masks, wireless chargers, hats, water bottles and mugs, and of course, t-shirts. Simply go to freedomradio.com/shop or open up the Freedom Radio app on your Apple or Android device and click the FDR gear icon. Thank you so much for your continued support, and we know that freedom looks good on you.
Hey, beautiful people. Hope everybody's well, having a great evening. Welcome to Freedom Radio. Hey out there. And so, listen, welcome to Freedom Radio and our brand new, let me get this light right, okay? And our brand new Music Mondays, where we're going to be highlighting artists, having a conversation, doing interviews with artists and things of that nature. So we are kicking this off. We wanted to add some new things to Freedom Radio to bring you guys back. And aren't you excited about that? I am. I'm super excited about that. So yes, you just saw a couple things. So let's just highlight what you saw. In the city of Oakland, California, there's going to be back to the Let's Get Back to Business, or Back to Business. That's going to be an event under Demetrius Toll-Free. I'm sorry, Demetrius Toll-Free. So if you want more information, if you want tickets, go see the boss himself, Demetrius Toll-Free. You should go check that out. Also, you saw a song for one of our co-hosts. His name is Ja'Cory Prethlow. Phenomenal, amazing. And so you should go check that out. So, hey, yes, please, if you're watching us now, we want you to follow us here at Freedom Radio, where we have great conversations. So super excited. Shout out to Linnell Smith. We had a conversation with him this past Friday on Fresh Fridays. Phenomenal conversation, and it was just amazing. So we're excited about what took place there, right? Yes. So tonight we're going to have some more conversation with some amazing artists. Again, listen, if you're watching and you're an artist and you feel like you want to have a conversation, you're ready to talk about your music. All you have to do is do this tonight. Just send me, you see me, my name is Yolanda Marant, and you may see me live on YouTube, or you see us live right here. Just send us a DM. I'm going to make it really easy for you tonight. Just send us a DM, all right? And then we'll get you all the details of what you need. What would you need? We need to have your music, so it needs to be an MP3 file. It needs to be completed, already coded. Everything is in place, and we'll need your cover, and we'll need a little bit of information about you. But yes, let's have a conversation together, okay? Yes, dopest vocalist in all of Colorado. Thank you so much. I'm very that's very, very kind of you to say. Thank you. So speaking of Colorado, I'm actually going to be coming home to do an event which I'm super excited about called Sunday Night Live in the city of Denver, Colorado. So I'm excited about this. It's going to have Pastor Ryan Fontenot, Shavanica Tuggle, Mr. John Polk, the Deliverance Jesus is Coming worship team, a brand new group called All Created Equal, my favorite guys, Dare to Believe, and Pastor Tyler. And so we're going to have all a great time. And there's going to be a lot of, we're also honoring Pastor Lady Rita Winnington, the mother of Elise and Olivia Winnington. Okay, so we really want you to come. It's a free event, all open to the public. The whole goal is to just, yes, an MP4. Did I say MP4? Yes. Please make sure MP3. Thank you so much. An MP3. Make sure your song is correctly put together. MP3. Excuse me. Okay, so make sure you come to the event. It's free, 1,000% open to the public. In addition to that, we want to ask you to bring canned goods and all that kind of stuff for families and all that kind of stuff. So more about that later. All right. So let's start the conversation. Again, we open the waves up to have interviews and conversations with artists again, because we just feel like it was time. So shout out to our social media manager, Mr. Gabriel Tyus, who's been helping us connect and expand our wings again. And so we're super excited about all that's happening with us. All right. So let's reach out to our first guest. I say ladies first, right? Yes. So ladies first. And we have Miss Princess. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, well, you look good, girl.
Oh, thank you.
Come on here. All right, so we're super excited. So before I bring the guys up, I just want to give you a couple of seconds here to tell us who you are, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, once again, I am Miss Princess. I am based out of Jacksonville, Florida. I've been doing music all my life, but I've been actively pursuing it for the last 10 years. I actually switched over to gospel about 5 years ago. And
Okay.
when I tell you that it's the best thing I could have ever done in my life is working for Jesus. Um,
Mhm.
Even when I didn't feel worthy, he let me know he's with me, no matter what. So I think that's the best thing I could have ever done, especially in the world we're in right now. I think we need Jesus more than ever.
This is good. So I want to have more conversation about you about what. So don't give it all away because I want to know what genre you're from. And then 'cause
Okay.
when we got your music, I said, wait, she's a oh, okay. So I don't want to give it all away. I don't give it all away.
Okay.
Okay. So we have Miss Princess, and so I'm gonna ask everybody to do this a couple of times. Now, are you on social media?
Yes. You can follow me on all platforms at I am Miss Princess.
See, this is a great lesson. She has all the same usernames across the same board. All right. So we have Miss Princess. Okay, now I'm gonna bring in another guest, and I saw one of my favorite people in the back. So I hope he's still there. So we're gonna bring another guest. We have Mr. Jay Windsor. Yes, sir.
Hey, good evening. How are you?
Good. I'm well. Did I say it right?
You did. You did.
Okay. Awesome. So welcome to Freedom Radio,
Thank you
Music
so much.
Mondays. Yes. So
Thank you.
you are. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, was born in Jacksonville, Florida. Military brat. Currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia. Been doing gospel music now for about 20 years.
Okay.
Had the pleasure of working for and with Byron Cage, Fred Hammond, and several other gospel super heavyweights within the industry. and been
Nice.
working on my and being an independent artist for the last 10 plus years.
Oh, this is awesome. Okay. Okay. And you said I saw something in your bio. You are a pastor.
I am. I've been in
Right.
ministry this year makes 34 years actually.
Oh, we're gonna have a conversation, Pastor. All right. All right. All right. So this is good. So you prefer to be called pastor?
Jay Windsor is fine. I'm good with
Jay
the title.
Wins. Okay. Okay. This is good. This is good. And then so we have another artist in the back in the green room. We have Mr. Antoine Holman. Hi, Mr. Antoine. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
Well, I saw somebody coming in this back room. He needs to come back. Where are you? One of my favorite people. Where are you, Greg? Where are you? So, Mr. Antoine, can you please tell us a little bit about you?
Yes. So I'm originally from Gary, Indiana.
I want you to speak up just a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I need
Is
just
that
a little
better?
bit more volume.
All right. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
All right. My name is Antoine Holman, and I am from Gary, Indiana. I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I am a musician. I specialize in choral music, gospel, R&B, jazz, all of the genres. I've been trained. I went to school and that sort of thing. So currently, I have a group called Transformation here, the station here in Atlanta, Georgia, and we're preparing for an upcoming event in the next couple of weeks. Um, I'm excited to be here, and that's basically it for now about myself.
Okay. Now, Miss Princess, did you say where you were from?
I'm based out of Jacksonville, Florida, but I'm from Louisiana.
Oh, so you're in Jacksonville. So,
Yeah.
Pastor, it's just gonna happen.
I
I'm
know
from
it.
my country
I know
club,
it.
so I can't help it. Once I know, I'm just accountable. Okay.
I know
So,
it.
Pastor Winston,
It's fine.
so Pastor Winston and Antoine, do you all know each other? You're both in Georgia.
No,
That's crazy. No, I've never met him.
never met.
Okay.
But
So
we
you have a
will
new
connect.
friend. You have a new friend, so that means you got to go to his concert.
Exactly. And likewise, if you have something, definitely let me know.
Yeah, definitely send me the information. I'll be there.
I
Okay,
sure will.
this is good. So let's talk about this music. Let's let ladies go first. So Miss Princess, when we heard your music, I said, "Now wait, is she? Oh, she's not a singer." So tell us what kind of music you do.
So I am a gospel hip hop artist.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Tell us
Um,
more about it.
yeah. So I started like 5 years ago into gospel. I was into circular hip hop. And then I realized, God gave me a gift, but I wasn't using it the way it was created for me to use. So that's when I switched over to the gospel hip hop.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Now, do you miss it?
I don't. To be honest, it was, I never thought I would be a gospel rapper. It never crossed my mind. I really honestly didn't feel like I was worthy enough to do that. So it took a lot of praying. My mother, I have a very praying mother. So she would give me a little pep talk. So when I switched over, it was hard for me because I wanted to do it, but I felt very uncomfortable. So it took me a couple of years to get comfortable with it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because God. So let me just say this in advance. Hi, my name is Yolanda. I'm a full-time creative partner of Freedom Radio. Have been here since day 0.5. Gospel artist, sang all over the world, all those other parts, right? So, but I love. I believe in being expanded, right? I believe the best way you can reach people is by knowing more than what's in your four walls. Okay, so that may be a lot of where my questions come from. So, gospel hip hop is known to be a little, pardon people, a little corny sometimes. It's like it's going to be a little like I don't know, it has moments when it's been dope over the years. You have to look great. That's kind of new for some people. So did you feel the resistance with that part because it's known to have that kind of like I don't know about
Yes.
that.
Yes,
Yes.
the biggest fear for me, I didn't want to sound corny. I wanted, the youth to love me. I wanted all ages to love me. And I really didn't know how to take my gift and use it for Jesus. So it took a lot of praying, a lot of fasting, and now here I am.
This is cool. Congratulations to you for stepping up.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's keep looping around. So, Pastor Windsor, I saw that you have a song by one of a lot of people's favorites.
Yeah.
We don't get to see her or hear her a lot. Miss Joanne Rosario, is this correct?
Yes.
Is that
That's
what I
correct.
saw? I got excited because I said, "Oh, we love this girl," but we
Yeah.
don't get to hear her quite a lot.
Right.
So, tell us the name of your song and how was the experience working with her?
The name of the song is Great and Mighty, featuring, as you just mentioned, Joanne Rosario. We actually met almost 10 plus years ago when I was working with Byron Cage
Oh,
for a
nice.
different event. And when I relocated here to Atlanta, was writing for myself, my original EP. We came up with the song Great and Mighty, and I was like, okay, I want to feature an artist. And the first person that came to mind was Joanne Rosario.
Okay.
It was kind of out the box, reached out to her via DM, was like, hey, I know we haven't connected in over X amount of years. Would you be interested in helping me out with this particular project? She gave me a call. We talked about it, and in the studio, phenomenal to work with. She's a perfectionist. She pushed me real hard to make sure that we were putting out great kingdom music and not just releasing. Sometimes we just kind of release stuff just to say we got it done, but to make sure we were releasing quality kingdom music. And it was a joy to work with her, and I definitely look forward to continue to do some other projects with her and some other notable artists in the future.
Oh, this is amazing. Yeah, I love her. And can you share Byron Cage is like one of my just this is for me. He's one of my faves too. So what project did you have the opportunity to work on with Byron Cage?
Wow, I did "Faithful to Believe" that particular album,
Okay.
and "Memoirs of a Worshiper." That's the one that was in
Nice.
Chicago.
What did you just short form, what did you do on those projects?
I was lead background vocalist for
Oh,
both of
very
those
nice.
records. Yes.
Oh, so we okay. This is exciting. Okay. So, Mr. Antoine, you do a lot of things. Okay. Like, you do a lot of things. So tell us, we're gonna get to the concert, but um, tell us some things that outside of the concert, like music that you have worked on, or where you are with artistry at this point.
Well, I'll start with the latter part of that. Where I am with artistry, um, some years ago, I was pursuing the whole I want to be an artist thing, being on stage. But then I started doing more things in the background, like
Mm-hmm.
arranging, songwriting,
Mm-hmm.
working, doing vocal production, that sort of thing. And so I started getting a pull towards that more so than being the main act, so to speak. So I've been doing more of that than
Mm-hmm.
the artist thing. I do have some music that I've, put out back in the first single. I think I put out in 2017 or 18 or something like that. Then I released another single. They're both on iTunes, but the kicker is that I'll put it like this. Sometimes you have a gift and you think that you're supposed to go in that direction with that gift.
Yeah.
And God kind of steered me in another direction. And I really discovered that's what my passion was. Really want to serve people in the background. So that's why I no longer pursue being an artist, so to speak. We are
Mm-hmm.
all artists. If
Mm-hmm.
you have a talent, a gift, you are an artist. But I don't want to be a recording artist, put it like that. So
Mm-hmm.
right now, I'm just pursuing more community work. Like we're going to get to the concert, things like that. I have my group. We do things annually, and I'm pretty satisfied with that.
That's awesome.
You're pretty satisfied with that. Do you miss the stage at all?
I mean, I'm on it, but I'm not
Not like you were before.
exactly. And I
Wow.
have no desire. It's a lot of pressure that comes with that.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, I don't know if I could I would be
And
like,
it's not for everybody.
yeah, my insides would be hurting. So okay, I like to laugh. Okay, so cool.
But I think
No,
I don't know
I'm with you
Yolanda.
with it.
I don't know Yolanda. I think you. I mean, I know you do these things, but I kind of sense a pull towards
Toward what? You can say.
you. Are you pursuing to be an artist
Absolutely.
by yourself,
Oh, yeah,
solo
I want to
artist?
sing from like 100. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm
See,
talking about. I thought you were shying away from it. No.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Like I think this is about y'all, this is not about me. But I think for me at this juncture, I used to be sad that I didn't make it to a certain point. Like
Hmm.
while nobody would believe it, because I'm blessed with very good genes, thank you God. I felt like I'm 46, I should be on my third album. And I was very sad. Even up until this year, I just felt like what happened. I should have been on the train with the Natalie Wilsons. I should have been that. But I think what I'm learning is sometimes, we in church we grew up. Pastor, you probably say, God protects us from danger seen and unseen.
right.
And so, literally, up until a couple weeks ago, I always thought there was stuff outside. It's probably the Baptist Costa girl in me, and I just thought, like, oh, God protects me from the things in the air. But I did not realize that He protects your heart too. He protects your mental capacity too.
Right.
And I think, as much as I love the industry and have for a really long time, since I was even in my 20s, before I even knew what it was, I just think He protected me from things that I didn't know about.
Right.
I think had I done it early on, I've always been here, but I think at the pursuit I'm at now, I don't know if I've been able to handle the pressures the same.
Hmm.
Because it seems all cute and wonderful, but the reality is there's a different, as you said, there's a lot of pressure, and I just feel like a different level of responsibility, right? To whom much is given, much is required, Pastor. To I'm a superhero girl, so my favorite saying from Superman is always, with great power comes with great responsibility, and I just don't think people realize that sometimes when they become an artist, they feel like, no, I don't have to be a role model. Well, unfortunately, when you decided that you wanted this, you just take on that responsibility, right?
Hmm.
So even though I'm a good girl, I was raised by a country mom, I think it's more the being okay with being okay.
Hmm.
Being okay with when you don't get the award. It
Right.
doesn't make you any less. Being okay when your name is not called.
Right.
Being okay, as Pastor talked about, just serving, and I mean, I sing with the greatest choir in the universe, how I call it. So but being okay, absolutely, being okay, when you, in all due respect, you are a great singer, but you're on the back row. But you have to learn the back row is not bad,
Nope.
right? So I'm on the back row with these amazing people, right? So it's not about me, but I just think to your point, I think it's just learning to be okay and not comparing your journey to other people.
Right.
Right.
Can I
So
jump in real quick?
yeah, go ahead, please.
So as you were talking, one of the things that came to my mind was, how the scripture says that God will give you the desires of your heart, right? And all of us, and when I say all, I'm not just talking about the individuals that are on the screen, but all of us desire to do great things, right? I don't think anybody wakes up and say, well, I just want to be below average or I want to be subpar.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about when you hear that scripture that God will give you the desires of your heart, you have to also understand that Jeremiah said that He knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb.
Mm-hmm.
So our desire has to align with His plan in order for it to take place. Even though it may be our personal desire, if our plan doesn't align up with His plan, it's not going to happen.
Absolutely.
So, what I want all of us to really understand is be when I use the word comfortable, be okay with where God has you right now. Don't rush the process. Enjoy the journey, because of course He's going to always make sure that every last one of us are going to be elevated at the right time, at the right place, in the right season.
Yes, I received that. Now listen, we doing interviews.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
my
I mean, if you feel a word from no, I'm playing. I mean, it just happens. Okay. So we also have in the and this we just talk. I want to talk about all the things you're doing. So we also have one of my favorite person who's become one of my favorite people. Yeah, so he's just like one of my favorite people in the world, and I love this guy so much. So we have Greg. Hi, Greg. This is the first time I've seen Greg.
Hello.
Hi, Greg.
Oh, she goes. Oh God, stop cutting my nose. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. How you
Hi,
doing?
What's
Greg.
up, Greg?
So,
How
Greg,
you
for people
doing?
who may not know who you are, can you please share about who you are and what you do?
Um, I am Gregory Hayes. I am with Hug Entertainment. I am pretty much I do entertainment, and my background is in pretty much music. I'm from Macon, Georgia, and pretty much if you don't know, I sang with Kevin Lemons and Higher Calling for so many years, for probably about 22, 25 years since I was 19. So sung with him a long time, one of my best friends. Of course, and in his passing, music has it's just the way I breathe. It's the way I live. I live by music, and it's something that is close to me. So I am doing a program partnering with Antoine, and we're doing his Christmas cantata. And I'm excited about it. I think I know Antoine just said he does not want to be an artist, and I think that's why he is called, because he does not want it. And he is just phenomenal. Of course, he's written so many songs for Higher Calling and so many artists. But I my job is for Huck Entertainment is to bring the artistry back and the passion and the soul back to music. Been in the industry for so many years with Higher Calling, I noticed something. I'm not impressed by any of the artists that are out there. They are great, wonderful, but I'm just not called to them. I'm called to the people that are in the community and that are really feeding the people that are on a everyday life. So I think that's who Antoine is. Of course, he works in the school system and he teaches the kids as a course teacher. But I believe that he is called to so many things. So for me, it's just a pleasure and an honor to just to represent him and to be with him and partner with him, so the world can see him and his gift and the gift that God has given him. So that's what Huck Entertainment is, and that's what I have moved on to from Higher Calling. Kevin did give me my start. I was able to build his social media world, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook for many years. That was something that God has given me. Since then, it was pretty much hard for me to kind of figure out where I was going to go because Kevin left, and I did not know what I was going to do because he was my that was my life. So for me, trusting God and for God to kind of put me somewhere that I can be valued and I can be used the way I should be used. I think that's what Antoine has done for me. So hopefully someone is going to come out, everyone is going to come out to the event on 12/13 to experience what I already know, and that he's the one. So that's all I have to say.
So first, let me say this publicly. I've said this privately before. I'm really I hope I don't like drop one tear. Greg is brilliant. So I want to talk. I want to make sure Miss Princess stays involved in the conversation because we want to talk about everybody's music and things. First shout out again to our social media manager for Freedom Radio, Mr. Gabriel Tyus. Keep pushing promotions
Gabriel.
himself. He does have a song, and I won't tell you that the vocal quality will be wonderful, but he does have a song called "We Need Air in the Church." Now I don't know, how it's gonna sound, but I just go download it. Okay, but I want to say this about Greg publicly. Greg, when I met Greg, I want to say that because I feel like he deserves these flowers, and as much as I can tell him, as much as he'll let me tell him, when I met Greg, I was the girl, I was him, right, from another space. And so I had never been a part of space where I didn't have to do where I wasn't him. Right. So when I came to her calling, Kevin didn't ask me what I wanted to do. That's the truth. He just put me to work. There was no asking of any kind. He just said, okay, you're working. And that's why I saying, well, it's just work. But what I loved is Greg protected his baby with everything he had. He really did. And I so respected that. But when he saw that, like I just want to help. And we would have these beautiful conversations. And we would be in the airport. He'd be like, so I'll say, yeah, I'll take it. And we had these conversations, right? But what I love about Greg, he built an engine. I literally told somebody that I said, I didn't build this. I got the privilege to come into an engine. And if you're not in the industry, you may like, what is it? Build industry. Labels used to build engines, right? They used to like build these engines. And so when I came into Higher Calling, I want to tell you, I'm very grateful for you. I love you like Fat Kids Love Cake on Tuesdays and Fridays. You
I love
are
you too.
phenomenal. Like people, yeah, that's my little thing. But people don't know, like, so other people would see it. Other people would see the space of Higher Calling, and I've heard this from numerous amount of people. They said we've never seen a choir be presented like that. We've never seen an artist be presented. I just want to be clear. While we will forever love and remember and cherish and yell and be loud and proud about Kevin Sean Lemons, it is Greg Haynes that was behind the scenes, that was posting, that was doing this, that was doing that. And so when he said, Yolanda, I trust you, I just wanted to tell you how much I love you. I do not take for granted what you have done at all. I think it's just people just don't know. You were like the first of a lot of things, and I'm so excited for what you're doing. Uh, Gabriel says Greg has always been A1 to me.
Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
for always being consistent. Yeah, and we know Gabe does not give out words easily, so
At all.
at all. So that's huge. So yeah, this has been really. I want to make sure we do that. So shout out to Edana. She says, "Hey Greg, I love you." Yeah, Greg is the man.
Oh, I remember. Man, I miss her. She's a good, great singer.
She's a great singer. She's a
Yeah,
great
she
singer.
is. She's
She's a
anointed.
great singer. So Miss Princess, let's talk about. I have some people coming through, and these the background singers that are coming through here. I have some people coming through here in the back. So maybe so I want to talk about some things with artistry that's going on, and I'll make sure we talk about y'all's music and events. So Miss Princess, I want to talk about this because you're a young lady. So let's talk about a couple of things that's going on. So right now we have AI music, right? We have this thing that's taking over, and people, every ordinary people are saying, I want to be an artist with no talent, respectfully, no experience, and they get to plug into a prompt, or plug a prompt into a machine and say, hey, here's my song. Miss Princess, I would love to know what you feel about that.
So I feel like when it comes to choosing music as a career, as I get older, I kind of look at things differently. So instead of looking at what I want to do, I like to pray and ask Jesus, what did he put me here to do? And when you do what you're sent here to do, everything will fall in line the way it should.
That's good. This is good. This is good. Pastor, how do you feel about it?
Ooh, from a business perspective, I understand where the level of concern and frustration can be, as it relates to the business side of it. But kind of going back to what Miss Princess just shared with us, what God has for you is for you. And so the audience and the people that you are responsible or assigned to minister to in the community, in the homeless shelters, wherever he sends you, those are the individuals where your focus should be. AI has been introduced in education. I'm an educator, I'm a high school teacher and an adjunct professor.
Oh,
So I see this on a daily basis, right? And so as I even tell my students, AI is not going anywhere. Um, Use it as a tool to help you, but not necessarily as your only source of information. Because behind the scenes, there has to be some human person inputting that information in order for it to be artificial intelligence. So, as it relates to the music industry, stay authentic to what I believe that God has called you to do, and everything else is going to be fine, whether it's on the business side of your ministry or the saving soul side of it, which is the most important piece. But I wouldn't necessarily be so consumed about the effects of what AI is going to be doing in our music industry.
Because it's gospel.
Well, because it's God ordained.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Okay, so Mr. Antoine, same question.
Repeat it one more time. I'm sorry.
So, with all of the shifts in AI, you now have, for example, I'll give you another side thought. So, for now, example, you have people who are taking, let's say, passes okay, let's say Usher Caught Up. Well, they'll take that song and they'll flip it and they'll now make it a jazz song, and it has the likeness of Usher. Maybe his hair is transformed to that particular era, and then they're uploading it. They may be monetizing it. How do you feel like that affects you, or how do you feel about the transforming of it? Because it's happening. It's kind of like a little bit out of our
Yeah.
control.
I mean, well, I just think it's inevitable because of the way technology is headed anyway. So I was having a conversation with someone else about just the way music is evolving, technology is evolving. We have to adapt to what's happening or get left behind. Um, I'm neither um, affected either way because I'm going to do what I do,
Mm,
and it's going to be that. Now, I will say it does kind of suck the life out of it in a sense because where's the creativity coming from now? Because if you can just punch things into inside of a machine or a computer or whatever, and then say voila, that's the product, and you really didn't put any work or effort into it,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
that's where I kind of I'm a little looking at it sideways. But I do believe that we have no choice. This is the way music is headed. Um, I would say we can embrace it, use it to our advantage. But by the same token, I still think that as a creative, we still have to put the creativity into it. So I'm on the fence. I'll put it
You're
like
on the
that.
fence.
I'm
Greg,
on the
Greg, you're an old head.
I am. You know what? I think they used to call when you had made it, they used to call it the chicken circuit, the
Oh,
chicken
the
chitlin.
chicken
circuit.
circuit.
So I think the real music is now becoming that now. It's almost
Mm-hmm.
like that's because that was where the real soul was in that circle. And so it's kind of evolved into like the real. And so I actually want to be a part of the chitlin circuit because that's the only way we're able to. It's not even for audience, not for praises, it's not for awards. It's really just to keep the essence and soul of music alive
That's
and just
true.
the gift that God has given alive without no tricks, none of that. And I think for me, that's where we are. It's nobody can we know real from fake. Well, I do. So for me, I want to be a part of something where I feel music. I don't want you to
Mm-hmm.
get one voice and then you have one
Mm-hmm.
voice and you able to sing soprano and alto and tenor at one
Mm-hmm.
time. I want to hear all those parts from three different people, or
Mm-hmm.
five parts. You know, for me, that's the essence of music.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that AI is it can be friendly, but you really have to, as a human, you have to really make the choice of where you want to go and how you want to use it. I can use it to write a paper, but I'm not definitely going to use it to make a song.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. So that's
Mm-hmm.
where I'm at.
You know, when you're talking, my first thought was it's perfect. And so one of my struggles with doing music, Mr. Antoine, it was being I wanted to be perfect because I think music, everything else can be flawless, but music, right? But the truth is, some of the greatest recordings have errors. And like, what's the song? Like Near the Cross, right? And there's this part where you hear the lady hollering in the back. You can't. That's irreplaceable, actually. So those moments, you know, when it's AI, in all due respect to those that may be a part of that, you make it perfect. But it's those no when you go back and listen and It's Twinkie saying, "Hey, I get this on tape." You can't replace that, right? It's
It's
those
the
moments.
humanness. It's the
Yes,
humanity
yeah.
in it.
Absolutely. It's just irreplaceable. And I know people like, well, it won't happen in gospel. Well, it's already happening. But the other part that the thing is, gospel's so wider than people give it credit for a lot of times. So it's so wide and there's so much that comes from it. It's really difficult to duplicate something. The pastor said, when it's with you and it's in those moments, and we will have these moments a lot of times. We don't want to be sad. We have these a lot of times in higher calling, and we go somewhere and Kevin said, we're going to sing this, but he don't sing that at all. You can't do that with the machine.
Correct.
When the room calls for something else, but the machine was programmed to do X, Y, and Z, right?
Right.
So yeah, I'm always interested to know what people feel about the AI. Although I use it, but I'm not as a music tool, right? But I think it's an interesting wave that we necessarily can't get away from. But I think we should be aware that it's here and how to move through it. Miss Princess, I want to ask you a question. So I know it don't look like it, but I do love hip hop, and so I know I hear
We
conversations
do.
all the time. Oh, we do. Right. I hear conversations. One of my other favorite spaces is the Breakfast Club. And so I always hear conversations about how female rappers don't get the same opportunities. They don't get this, they don't get that. How has it been for you being a female rapper in gospel hip hop?
Actually, being a female rapper in gospel has been I've had a very great experience. Everyone has been super helpful. I haven't had any bad experiences. It was a little bit of a different experience when I was in circular hip hop. But with gospel, I haven't had any issues. I think when it comes to gospel music, um, hip hop is starting to evolve and become a part of it more than it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
So I see doors starting to open
And tell
for
us
that.
while we're listening, while we're in this conversation with you, tell us the name of your song or songs.
Yes, so I just released a new EP called Jesus and I, and how that came about. I feel like sometimes as humans, when we're in a particular season, we think we're by ourselves, when really He never leaves us. I had a season where I thought I was by myself, and I had to pray about it, and I had to understand that it's not just me; it's me and Jesus. So that's why I named the EP Jesus and I dedicated each song to Him.
This is really cool. And so I'll keep going this way, but so Mr. Pastor Windsor, can you tell us a little bit? I just can't help. I have a country mama. I'm telling you, she
I
will
know it.
come down
I
from the
know.
heavens and said, "Didn't that man say he was a pastor?"
I know
Okay,
it.
so stop. I can't help it.
I,
Okay, so so tell us about your song, a little bit more about your song. This is a phenomenal song you have with the Joanne Rosario.
Great and Mighty came at a very pivotal point for me personally. Was dealing with a hint of depression. For those who are in ministry or in the office of leadership, oftentimes you're pouring into individuals, but then it's very rarely that people are pouring into you. And so you become this vessel being used by God to help other people, but then what about the inputting or the pouring back in?
Mm-hmm.
And so I found myself in a place of, I don't want to use the word being frustrated, but unsettled, of, hey, I know, God, you've called me to do this. But almost like, what about me? Like, you have me doing so much for everyone else and pouring into them and teaching them. What about me? Like, the human side of me wants that same connection that you're allowing me. He just reminded me of who he was and who he's always been in my life from early childhood up until now. And so that song, Great and Mighty, came from that place of me shutting everything down and just really hearing from him, understanding that regardless to where I felt personally, he was still going to be great and mighty in my life. And my responsibility, even on the human side, was to continue to trust him even in my own despair.
This is amazing. Do you all feel that people, a lot of times in the Christian faith or in the kingdom, depression is not talked about at all? We're doing better. I do think we're doing better,
Right.
but a lot of times it's frowned upon, or it's why didn't you tell anybody? And so as a person who's lost, several people at a considerable amount at one time, I found that sometimes you feel like people are too busy dealing with their own lives to consider what you may be experiencing. So it's better for you to try to take it on yourself.
Mhm.
I mean, I love Jesus with my whole soul, but sometimes in truth to you, he's he's here, but you can't see him. You can't touch him. And it's like, I know you are enough, but right now this doesn't feel like enough. Greg, how has that been for you?
Oh, um, well, when Kevin died, I was lost. I was actually in shock. I was numb. Um, I didn't know what to do because again, that was like my everyday life. Social media became my everyday life building machine. So I did not know who I was, to be honest with you, because it was almost as if I convinced myself that I was just that person. And so when he left me, I had to know myself and had to sit in silence and to hear myself.
Mhm.
And I think that's where depression became so great in my life recently because I found out that I connected myself to a job instead of actually realizing who I was as a person, and that made me sad because I think a lot of people do that. They think their job or what they do is who they are, and for me, when I realized that, it gave me a new way of living, but it also put me in such a deep depression. I wasted so much time trying to be something that I dreamed of, and
Mm.
it took me about 2 years. It actually just took me recently just to do this, and Antoine's song he wrote a song called "Make Me Over" on his own Higher Collins
Yes.
second album.
Yes.
And first of all, Antoine has a billion songs, but he wrote a song called "Make Me Over," and I listen to that song all the time. Every time I hear it, even when we was learning the song, it just brought tears to my eyes. But now it has a new meaning, and
Mhm.
it's just it has an, I just know what it means to be made over. Like you're not being made over by yourself. I'm allowing him life, whatever I was meant to be, to make me over, to be that. And so I just love just his songs, and those that was one of the songs that pretty much helped me through this period and this season of life. So I really agree with you, Pastor, when you talk about depression and how we kind of how it's a hint of depression. You call it a hint. I may have like a real dose of it, but you have to kind of get out of those things and kind of maneuver and to kind of figure out why you're here and what does God have for me to do in this life.
Correct.
This is good. Antoine, what caused you to write Make Me Over?
Oh, um, I wrote it specifically for higher calling. I will say that.
Mhm.
But at the time I was going through, my mom had passed, and almost like what Greg was saying about how you know his connection with Kevin uh, caused him to well I'll say Kevin's passing caused him to kind of reevaluate some things. My mom passed in 2008, and that was one of the reasons why I started doing the Christmas thing, because she actually passed on
Mm.
Christmas Day.
Mm.
And so the next year I didn't know how to cope with it. So one of the ways, we as artists, we cope with things is put it into our art. So
Mhm.
I part of the lyrics that really came first was it's one line in there that says, "For you already know what's best for me,
Mhm. Mhm.
and your will for my life
That's all I need.
All
is
I
all
needed.
I need.
That's all I need.
Do
Yeah.
whatever it takes for you to make me over."
Mm,
So at the time, I was just confused. I didn't know what to do. My mom gone, and of course, like Greg said, I kind of was numbing it down and dumbing it down, not facing it, and it finally just snapped one day. My mom's not here.
Mhm.
Your living, breathing mother is not here anymore. So the song pretty much came from my mom's passing. And then the transition, because I was actually in a transition just getting here. I moved here in July of 2008. My mom passed on December 25th of 2008. So I was just getting my foot in the door here in
Wow.
Atlanta. You know, I'm trying to get my feet wet and that sort of thing. I'm so excited. And then something like that was so devastating as that just came and pulled the rug from under me. So I'm like, Lord, what is going on? And the beginning of it said, the song says, direction, correction, make me over.
Mhm.
I want to be made over. Use me, choose me, all of those things I was really, really, really dealing with at the time. So I mean, those verses are pretty simple at the beginning because I'm just using one word um to describe, to describe the verse. But I'm really saying, Lord, I need direction. And I
Mhm.
started doing things trying to cope with that thing. I need correction right now. So
Mhm.
I need you to really, really make me over. So hopefully I answered your question because I don't want to keep going on about it, but that's where it came
Yep, I'll never see the song the same way again. Now I'm gonna be real tore. You know we can't never make it through the song.
We're gonna be toe up. I'm gonna listen to the song when we get off. I'm gonna be toe up tonight.
Now I have some people in the back, and I don't like to leave anybody in the back. So we have Miss Alicia, and we have some of your singers. I don't know if Mr. Vincent is there. We have Krista. When they come on screen, they can talk. So I don't like to leave people just hanging out. All right. So Miss Princess, I want to get some ideas. So tell us who your favorite rapper is, because I feel like we're a little sad. And I want to be, pump up. Jesus is live.
Yeah,
Amen. All right.
let's bring it
You know what I'm
back
saying?
up.
I'm
Let's
like,
bring it back
what
up.
we gotta say? All right. So Miss Princess, tell us, um, who is your favorite rapper of all time? It doesn't
Of
have to
all time.
all time.
So my favorite rapper of all time is Tupac.
Really?
Yes, I love Tupac.
Why Tupac?
Because I feel like it was more than just rap. He was telling a story. I feel like there's a difference in when you're rapping and when you're telling a story. And I really love how he did that.
Yep.
He was a great storyteller. I can
Yes.
accept that.
Yep.
And he was a phenomenal actor too. I think for people who may not understand, I grew up in the 1900s. So if you didn't grow up in that area of the 90s, you may not really understand the impact of a Tupac. But I think he got to do so many things actually in a very short amount of time. And then, his death was pretty hard just for the culture in general. That's why AI bots of him, because we just can't let the guy go. That's very cool. Now, who's your favorite female rapper
So my favorite female rapper of all time.
all time?
I would say that it will have to be Nicki Minaj.
Really?
Yes.
Why Nikki?
Yes. Just because when she came out, she was different. She didn't try to like be like anyone else. She had her own identity.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I liked about her.
So now that you've like switched over to the church kids, you switched over to the gospel lane. What is one of the biggest differences you see about doing gospel hip hop versus doing secular?
I would say the biggest difference is the role model part. So I don't want to lead anyone down the wrong path. And I feel like with circular hip hop, we have youth especially that's watching us. And I don't want to, influence this young lady to go down the wrong path when with gospel, I can influence her to believe in Jesus. Hey, you can have a nice car, you can have money following Jesus. You don't have to do things that are morally, not, I guess, holy to
Yeah, yeah,
get,
yeah.
you
And
know,
have you been
have
rapping?
nice things in life.
Oh, this I agree with it. And have
Yeah.
you been rapping like all your life? Have you always
I
done?
have, I've always, since I was a little girl, I would write poetry, I would write songs, and then I just started to pursue it about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
love this. And she looks, isn't she pretty? Like she looks good. She's presenting herself well. I love this. I love this. So Miss Alicia, is that right? I have this right?
Oh, well, it's Alicia, but it's fine.
Alicia. Okay. Let me together, girl. Alicia. And so you are you're with Mr. Antoine, right? You sing with Mr. Antoine.
Correct. I'm an alto with transformation. Yes.
Now are you no, are you a only alto or do you sing all parts?
I actually can sing all parts. I can do all the parts pretty much because like Antoine, I have a kind of sort of a worship leader teaching background. So
Okay.
so I'm able to do all of those things. So I'm able to hear all the parts for the most
But
part.
you prefer singing alto.
Definitely team
Amen.
alto for
Amen.
sure.
Amen. So I hope my minister music heard that I prefer to sing alto.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. All right. So so let's talk about this upcoming event that's happening on the 13th because there's a question I want to ask everybody. So Mr. Antoine, can you share about your event that you have coming up on the 13th? It may make all you guys smile for just a second. Can you share about this event that you have coming up?
Yes, so I have an event. I've always, well, for the past, I'll just say since 2010, I started doing, as I mentioned earlier, Christmas cantata with my group because my mom passed away in 2008. And so a way of me kind of coping with the passing of my mom, I started doing this event just to get me through the holidays. And I saw that it kind of started catching on, and I started including more gospel artists in the community. So fast forward to now, I decided this year that I would incorporate another element of it by making it a benefit concert. Back in 2020, I went to the doctor and because I wasn't feeling well, not knowing that my kidney and my heart was failing. So I went into the ER and they told me that you have kidney failure and you have congestive heart failure all in one swoop. So I'm sitting there like, oh Lord, how am I deal with this? So they put me in the hospital for about a month, 2 weeks to recover from the kidney situation, and then 2 weeks to deal with my heart. So from that, I ended up getting on the transplant list. So all of this happened in 2020. I get on the transplant list in August. They told me it was going to take me 3 to 10 years to come off of dialysis. So what should have took 3 to 10 years, only took 3 months. So I ended up this year saying, well, you know what? I really, really, God worked a miracle for me. And I believe that he can do that for others. But here's the thing. We as the Black community, we don't have the information.
Mm-hmm.
And we tend to shout and dance over all of our problems, our issues, especially our health. So we are, I think I put the statistic in my one of my posts. 43% of African Americans are not registered on the donors list. But however, 35% of us are on dialysis and need kidneys.
Wow.
So this concert went from being a community entertainment event or something for me to cope with. I said, well, Lord, let me give back to the community. What sparked it was, of course, my experience with getting a transplant was everybody knows, and I'm sure you know him, Josiah, Jojo Martin.
Yes, absolutely.
So he had went back on dialysis, and he's a really good friend of mine. And so I told him, I said, I know it's hard for you right now. What do you need? And at the time, he wasn't working, and we don't understand when people go through these health issues, it affects everything and everyone around you. So it affects our income. It affects the people around us because they have to take care of us. So I asked him what he needs. He said, right now, I have to make sure I'm financially stable. I said, well, let's try to do something for you. And so instead of me just making this platform for us, to sing and give praise to God, and that's a good thing, but also give back to somebody in need. And so this concert is an effort to raise funds not only for him, but also raise awareness in in our Black community and in the church community. Because, like I said earlier, we dance and shout, but we one step away from having a heart attack or kidney failure. I mean, how many gospel artists do we know in our local churches and just in the industry who's dealt with kidney disease and has been on dialysis? Um, Sean Pace Rhodes, she died from kidney. Daryl Coley. It's so prevalent in the gospel community, in the Black community, and in our churches. So I really want to use this time around to really bring awareness so that we can not just take care of ourselves, but take care of our community as a whole. So that's what it's about. Hopefully I answered your
This is so
question.
good. I want to put the flyer up again. So this event is celebrating the greatest gift, life. Celebrating, is that how it goes? Celebrating the greatest gift, life.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it's
So the
going to
greatest
be
gift is life.
the greatest gift is life.
Yeah, that's what you said earlier is the title, but I'm
Okay.
just reiterating. Life is our
Greatest,
greatest gift
yeah,
from God.
absolutely.
Yes,
So it's going
and
to
we
be
have to take
December.
care of ourselves.
Absolutely, it's going to be December 13th,
Hmm.
second.
Mount Vernon.
Thank you. Second Mount Vernon Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia. And so if you're watching this, you can screenshot this. This is how you get this code, okay? You screenshot the code, you let it save in your phone, and then you go to it and you press on that QR code, and then it'll take you right there. Or you can go to Antoine Holman's page. You can go to Greg Haynes' page or Hulk Entertainment, and you can find the link and you can get a ticket. I think you should go. It's going to be amazing. I'll be in Denver, but if I wasn't there, have myself right in ATL because this is going to be an amazing, amazing event. You see this lineup is going to be just phenomenal. I did want to ask, shout out to JoJo. We love him. I met JoJo when he and his family moved. When they moved to Colorado, he may have been 13. And so, he's been a singing wonder all his life. And met him and his brothers, and we all been friends a really long time. So I wanted to ask a question because one thing I know for sure is that I always find it amazing. My mom used to say this all the time. She said, "How can you serve God and not believe Him?" And she said, "How are you sick, but you don't believe God?" And she used to have these random sayings like that. Again, I had a country mama, so she used to say, "Well, you say you're sick, but you believe God, but you keep saying you're sick." She always felt like the two didn't equate together. I have a question. My question is, what I know to be true is that we're not the best at taking care of ourselves, especially in the Black community. And then you add another level to that in gospel music. It just doesn't, for some reason, always. I think we are doing better.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're seeing more people be better advocates of health. So shout out to those who are, who making that stance. But I always talk about myself. I was the girl who's always been trying to be better at her health, lose weight. But I would be placed and they say, "Don't you want more on your plate?" It's like, no, I don't want. And they would be offended because I didn't want more on my plate. Or why don't you want the sweet tea? Or,
Mm-hmm.
Yolanda's a difficult order now. She's going to take all this stuff off. I just always found this interesting. Some of my favorite heroes, um, uh, like James Moore, he was on dialysis. Thomas Whitfield, Orlando Draper. Most people don't know these men all died early.
Mm-hmm.
Orlando Draper wasn't even 40 when
Mm-hmm.
he passed. Thomas Whitfield wasn't even 40 either. Like you mentioned, Daryl Coley. Some of our favorite people have passed due to major health issues. Okay, so my question is, why do we say we serve a big God. He's big, he's amazing, he owns everything in the universe, he da 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 da. But we do not execute what he says. Now that can go a lot of different ways, I know. But we're not the best at our health. Like you said, I have a really good friend. Shout out to my producer James Brown. He said we will be at the funeral. We will cry. We will fall out, and we'll eat the same food that took the person that we cried about. So I'll start with you, Miss Princess. For you, I don't know if that's been something you've experienced. I'm a church kid, so that's been something you've experienced. But why do you feel like health isn't such a, or why do we skip over it, or any part you want to take? I'm interested always to understand why we are not the best at health in this particular community.
Well, I always like to joke and say, unhealthy food always tastes better than healthy food. And also, unhealthy food tends to be a little bit cheaper than eating healthy. But I think sometimes we just don't prioritize it because we think it won't happen to us, or we think we have time. Like, oh, I'm only this age, so I can eat what I want. But it kind of, we pay for that when we're older. Actually, more young people are starting to get diabetes just from eating junk food and drinking sodas 24/7. So I think we just don't take it serious
Don't
until
prioritize
it's too late.
till
Yeah.
it's too late. Miss Alicia,
Yeah.
Alicia, I know you haven't been a part of the conversation to this point, but I'd love to know your thoughts as a singer and as a worship leader,
Mhm.
because what I know to be true is that when you lead people, you don't just lead them actually on Sunday, right? That's
Mhm.
just one part of the job.
Absolutely.
So, how for you do you feel like maybe some reasons that we're not the best in this area?
Well, I would first want to say that this question hits home for me. Um, I struggled with my weight my entire life. PK, my was a pastor, my parents were pastors all, pretty much most of my life, and I had health issues. Well, not necessarily health issues, I was just very overweight, and I had breathing issues. It was hard to lead worship. I love to lead worship, but it was really hard for me. And in 2021, 2022, I decided to just take the reins of my health back because my dad suffered a stroke and he's still down from that stroke. He had a massive stroke, like two strokes back to back. And I just saw the genealogy of my family, of my grandmother dying of heart failure. She had to have a triple bypass, all of those different things. I saw those things in my family. And then I have a 10-year-old son, and I just knew that if I wanted to become or evolve as a great worship leader, I had to take my health back. So I embarked upon the VSG journey. I lost 130 pounds so far,
Wow.
so I took my health back. I literally, by any means necessary. So I would say, I would piggyback on what Miss Princess said. Just the lack of awareness. But once it hits home for you, don't
Yeah.
ignore those signs. I really wanted to be able to live, not only to see my son becoming a great man of God later on, but I also wanted to be able to travel and to be able to sing and do
Mhm.
those different things. And me and Antoine, we go back over 20 years, and he knows my journey. Like, I was always heavy. For the most part, I was always of a large stature. So I really just made a decision within myself to take my health back.
Mhm.
And it was the best decision I've ever made. I'm 44 now, and I feel like I'm 20, because I took my health back. And now that I eat better and I do the vocal exercises and I do those things, I do those, and it's never too late. I'm 44, like I said, and I feel like I'm 20. So you can take your health back if you want to. So this event is to help promote that awareness. So, not only do we want to come and sing and do all the things like Antoine said, but we also want to make awareness of like taking your health back. God gave us this temple, and it's our responsibility to be able
Mhm.
to steward what He's given us. So, this is our opportunity now, that the gifts that He's given us, now it's our opportunity and our job to steward it. So,
Greg, same question. 'Cause I noticed you slimmed down.
I did. I did. Um, so for me, food is it's a comfort. It's you always eat food when you're just depressed or when you're
Mhm.
happy. It's just something that you do. But I found that eating food was causing me to, I really lost myself because you eating so many things that's in food. So for me, when I would go out to eat, I would just see us, and I like looking good, and I just feel like I feel like you have to be concerned about how you look. I just don't want to look good in my 20s and my 30s and then get big in my 40s and just be content with it. And if you go to church, you see that a lot. You
Yes.
see
Yes.
overweight all in church. Like
Yes.
like
Yes.
you don't everybody's overweight in church. Like why are we here? We just are you just everybody's just big and it's okay. And
Yep.
for me, I don't want to live that life. I really want to live a life of health because I found out that as more healthy as you are, the more conscious you are. Like
Hmm.
you are more in tune with yourself. You are more, like you can make better decisions. And for me, I just wanted that better life of living and to see what I'm made of and not be controlled by a food that was given to me. So I feel like it's a disease, but I do feel like the gospel artists are getting more um, hip to just losing weight, regardless of how they do it. I just feel like everyone's kind of being on a health tip. So I'm seeing more and more of that. So I
Hmm.
think that is changing
Hmm.
as we progress in life. So that's my
I agree
2
with that.
cents.
Yeah, I think we have a bad habit of shaming people, right? That was a lot of that has been a lot of shout out to my nutritionist friend Danielle, who's been helping me on this journey. And so for me, it's always been I didn't want temporary results. I wanted permanent. I never wanted temporary. So that's why the diet stuff they never worked for me because I was like, oh, I want to learn how to eat better because even though, again, I have this country mom. I always say that because I grew up in a house where my mom cooked, but I never, you don't recognize when you get older. It didn't. I think our particular, like I'm 46, so my particular generation, we ate at home. Eating out was a luxury. It wasn't something that happened every week, anything like that. Getting fast food was a complete luxury, not because it wasn't available to have, but because my mom preferred to cook. But I think then food was different. What was in food was different. It's a totally different thing now. You have to watch everything. There's all kind of additives and colors and dyes and just all kind of things that are happening. So I think we have to be more cognizant. But I agree with Greg. I am seeing where more gospel artists, in particularly, are not afraid to take advantage of their health. The Karen Clarks, the Lillian Lloyds, this person, that people are really being more conscious because we're like we can live longer. We don't want to pass like the people before us who did made all these great ways, but they didn't live long enough to see all the things they put down, if you will. Pastor, I want to ask you specifically, as a pastor, I sometimes find it interesting that leaders, respectfully, they're the most anointed, some, the most anointed, the most prolific, but their health is not good, right? And so, as a leader on both sides, because Grace says we'll run around, we'll shout, we'll tap 3 times, we da, and then we'll consume something that's not good. I remember telling a friend, I told my friend Danielle one day we were talking, and something I said about McDonald's, and she said, Yolanda, nothing at McDonald's is good. I mean, there's nothing. And so I was like, well, okay. So we were looking at the McDonald's fries while you're thinking of your response, Pastor. We're looking at the McDonald's fries. McDonald's fries, when they started in the 50s, McDonald's kind of started in the 40s, but let's say around the 50s, there were only 3 ingredients: potatoes, salt, and some type of beef oil. That's it. Now the McDonald's fries has over 55. I know I'm about to ruin it for somebody. I hope you got it out. The McDonald's fries has over 55 ingredients. There's like colors, dyes, stuff I couldn't even pronounce. And so I was reading it to her. I said, did you know this was? She said, I didn't even know. Even as a nutritionist, she said, Yolanda, I didn't know this was in here. I can't look at the fries the same. I ruined it for myself. I couldn't believe there were 55 ingredients in these fries. So, Pastor, my question to you is, as someone who leads people, right? Because leading is more than just Sunday morning, right? I just want to help y'all, but people who you have issues with pastor. Sunday morning is the easiest part of the whole job. Okay, it's all the other days of the week. How do you lead people in this area? Because again, in gospel community, in the Black community, we've not always been the best. How do you lead people in this area?
So I want to kind of touch back on what Greg just mentioned. The church for a long time was the only place that the Black community would get vital information.
Mm.
Voting, when it came to civil rights, when it came to community events, um,
Mhm.
they pulled together. And unfortunately, some churches and some pastors will preach a great anointed word at the risk of you not receiving a healthy word to take care of you.
Mm.
I'll say that again. They'll preach a great anointed word to get you excited, to get you believing and trusting in God the more, which all of us want that, but missing the important element of you prospering in health. Jesus himself said, what I
Mm.
want for you is for you to prosper just as well as your soul prospers. If Jesus the Christ said that he wants us to prosper as well as our soul, think about everything that is on the outside of your soul that he wants to see you prosper in. So that's your health, that's your finances, that's where your mental, all of those things he wants to see you prosper in. And so, as a pastor, when you hear some leaders say, well, I'm responsible for your soul, not only am I responsible for your soul, I'm responsible for teaching you biblical truth as it relates to your health, as it relates to not just your relationship with Christ, but your relationship with yourself. Because how can you honestly do kingdom work when you're on a respirator? How can you do kingdom work and you got gout? How can you do kingdom work and your vision is blurred because of the things that you've put in your body over the years or the way that you continue to mistreat the temple? Right? We love to say that the temple of your body is the temple of the living God. Well, if that's the case, not if, but being that that is the case, as a pastor, as leaders, we also have that responsibility to challenge those individuals that we're leading, that we're shepherding, to take care of your health. And yeah, you're going to get pushback because, as someone just said earlier, at the end of that funeral, when you go to the repast, there's nothing but fried chicken, the gravy, the salt, the pepper, the macaroni and cheese. I don't think I've ever been to a repast recently where I saw anything baked. Everything was fried. So we celebrate the life that was lived, not knowing that our picture is soon to probably be on the next obituary if we don't change our own individual behavior.
Well, anybody want to give an offering to the pastor? I mean,
He did close the doors. He's open. I mean, he opened the doors. He open them and close them.
woo. Miss Alicia, I want to ask you a question, and then we move on to another part. What was one of the greatest? What was one of the toughest things when you decided to go on this health journey that you found yourself saying, "Oh, I have to give this up"?
Ooh, um, um, one of the toughest things I had to give up. Um,
Or
well,
change
portions.
portions?
Like you were talking about, the kids that were born in the 1900s, as I am. Um, we were, that was a badge of honor, if someone cooked for you and had a big
Yeah,
spread for you,
things
and it would
different.
be disrespectful if you did not eat everything on the plate. Amen. So, for me, doing this in my 40s, amen. So I was so prone to just putting it on the plate. And then, like I said, I went through a surgery procedure that actually I went through the gastric sleeve. So, which brought my stomach down to like the size of a banana. So basically, I could not eat I couldn't eat, and I still to this day, 3 years post-op, I can't eat a massive amount of food at one time. I literally will get sick to my stomach. So that was the main thing that I had to change. And then also about, of course, looking at the proteins and stuff like that, because protein is the very key to keeping you fueled. So I literally had to change everything about how I ate because I just could not hold it. So, however you need to, whatever journey that you need to go on, some people just needs to change their diet. I know for me, because I went through so many different diets and fads, and I did pills, I did fasting, intermediate fast, I did all of the things. That the surgery was for my personal health. It's not for everybody, but it helped me. It was a great tool for me, and I was healthy enough to handle that tool. So that's what I needed. But once that tool was there, it helped me to say, okay, for the better of my life, I have to change the way I'm eating and how I'm eating, because now I have to eat smaller portions and eat okay.
Oh yeah, you went out. Okay,
Um,
you're back.
so so it's just a tool. So I do want to share that's just a tool. So you have to still make up your mind, because even with that tool, you can still go back and eat whatever you want all the time. You can eat carbs and all the things, but you have to make a conscious decision. So even before the surgery, I made up my mind that I was going to do whatever it took to
Wow.
make those changes. So it started here first, because also when you lose weight, you look at yourself different. You don't see, when you start seeing the weight falling off, you're like, oh God. You don't see, you have to change how you look at yourself. So it's a
Mm,
mental thing first. So the first thing is, as the Bible says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So that's the first thing that's going to cause us to become better people and healthier with our lives, is first renewing our minds. So I would say changing my mind first, and then everything else kind of fell into place.
this is awesome. I know people who are watching say, Yolanda, you're supposed to be talking about this music. Well, here's what I believe. I believe, as Pastor said, you cannot give people something if you are not in the best space or health, be it mental or physical, to do so. And so I want to talk about this more and more, not just for myself because it's helpful to me, but also because I want to see us live longer. It's hard when you lose your heroes, whether they are in music or entertainment. To lose D'Angelo was just not something I think anybody knows how to respond to, and I think we have to be better advocates of not just having amazing music, right? While that's somewhat of the easy part, the other parts are maintaining good health. You need Jesus and therapy. You need your doctor, you need a nutritionist, and you need Jesus. You need all those parts, right? Because you can't sing songs like "Make Me Over." You can't jump around to Miss Princess songs if you don't have the health in place. Now, when I say these songs, I'm talking to myself too. We got to be better advocates of this, and more than shame, push and support people who are choosing avenues to better advocate themselves. I want to live to 125 in real life. So I can't do that, where I can't sing to 100. I'm trying to sing longer than Shirley Caesar, okay? The only way I can do that is to do this. Bishop Paul Morton, most of you don't know this, Bishop Paul Morton walks 5 or more miles every single day. Every single day. So I just want to encourage us to be better stewards of the life God has given us in every single way. I want to push back around to Pastor, and I'd like you just one more time to talk about this music you have, because that's what it came. I do want to make sure we get that health part, but I want to make sure we talk about this music that you have with the phenomenal um, Joanne Rosario. And can you tell us where people can find the music,
Sure.
and how people can follow you?
Absolutely. So on all of my social media platforms, it's I am the letter J and then Windsor, WINDSOR. The music is also on all digital platforms: Google, Apple Play, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your digital music from, you'll find this amazing song there.
This is amazing, Pastor. We're so elated to have you with us tonight. And is this your first single? You say you've been in industry for a long time.
This is not my first single. My very first single was "He That Dwells," which was released in 2018. And ironically, I wrote that song when I was 11 years old, but did not release it until I think I was early 40s around that time. No, mid 40s around that time when I released that particular song in 2018.
Mid 40s. So you're a little bit older than we think.
I'm 51.
Wow.
Oh, come on.
I'll be 52 next month.
You look great.
Praise God.
This is amazing. Oh, we're honored to have you here tonight. So again, I want to show the song again. It is Great and Mighty with Pastor Jay Windsor and the amazing Joanne Rosario. Now, if you don't know who Joanne Rosario is, I just want you to type her name. I want you to type his name, and I want you to type her name into the YouTube space, okay? And just let your ears be blessed.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She
She's
really
amazing.
is.
Yeah, Fred Hammond Days. That's what we introduced to her.
Correct.
Fred Hammond. Yeah.
Correct.
Again, if you were raised in the 1900s, if you understand.
Yeah. They
And
ruled
wrote
the
for
night.
Mary
Yeah.
Mary as well. Wrote for many artists as well.
Yes,
She's amazing.
Yes. Yeah,
amazing.
she's a great. Yeah.
And she's now a
She is.
pastor. Is that correct? I believe
She is. Yep.
pastoring now.
She is.
She practices here in Atlanta. Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, she's in Atlanta. Okay, so now all y'all have met. Now, Miss Princess, she's down lower, a little bit lower down in Florida. But now those are in Atlanta. Y'all know Pastor Windsor now. And so Greg is a great person to know. And so all y'all can connect together. Amen.
Definitely will.
Amen.
Okay, we will.
Tap out. But I want to make sure y'all meet him. And so before we let him go, I want to make sure we get this feature about Miss Princess, Jesus and I. And is by Miss Princess. And she is a hip hop artist. And so this is awesome because we love gospel hip hop here at Freedom Radio. And so this is a very, very amazing. Miss Princess, can you tell people again where they can follow you and where they can find your music?
Yes, you can follow me on all platforms at I am Miss Princess. And my EP is also available on all platforms as well. Apple Music, Spotify, everywhere.
Everywhere. This is wonderful. Again, shout out to our social media manager, Mr. Gabriel Tice, who connected us with these amazing artists. So we're so grateful to him. He's been helping us stretch our wings once again. Freedom Radio is actually 15 years old. And so when the shift came we've been here for a while. So everything was great with internet radio. Then it was like, no, we don't want that no more. So we're stretching our wings again. So we're so excited to do this with. Now, we also want to talk a little bit more, just one more time, about this great event happening in Atlanta, Georgia, on December 13th, 2025. So, Mr. Antoine, can you tell us about your event a little bit more?
Well, the tickets, if you scan the QR code that's on the flyer, you can purchase your tickets there, or you can go to any of our social media pages and get the ticket link and get your tickets from there. The tickets are selling fast, so you want to hurry up and get them. The VIP is sold out, unfortunately, but we want to see everybody in the house. I will say this as humbly as I know how. I'm a very respectful and humble person. You will not be disappointed.
Not
You
at
will not
all.
be disappointed. The lineup we have on the flyer, we have JoJo, we have Mignon Sarton, who's actually she sings with some of everybody. She sung with Kirk. She sings with she did all of James Fortune, his background arrangements, all that stuff you hear on these last maybe like 5 albums or so. Mia's done all the arrangements for those. Of course, she's a featured artist on several of his albums. Marsha Jackson, who's in I think she's in Columbia, South Carolina.
Yep.
She's going to be singing. Gary Ethan Grant, he is a local artist here in Atlanta. And of course, we have the incomparable Iana Crawley, Sunday Best winner, Stellar award winner. The list goes on. Corey Barrett, a local artist here. Serena Williams, also a local artist here. And but she was here, but now she's back in Philly. Philly. She'll be performing as well. Demarca Mumu Wheeler from New York. She's a phenomenal singer. She was on Sunday's Best as well. Everybody knows who Darius is. Darius Polk wrote For Higher
Nobody greater.
Calling and so many other artists, gospel artists. And then we have Terrence Cotton, who will also be performing on that evening as well. So they will all be lead features, but my singers will be providing all the background vocals for the concert. So you're in for a treat, and it's going to be amazing. Yeah.
This is going to be amazing. I'll say this: I'm very partial. Anything that these guys lay their hands on is going to be amazing. Right? So Greg tells me I'm going to have Roger Rabbit singing. I'm coming. I don't even have to know all the details. I just know that Roger Rabbit is about to lay us out. That's all I need to know.
Not Roger Rabbit.
Greg just when he puts his hand on it, he just because I think his heart, this thing he has about presentation and making sure that how people feel it's impeccable. And then Miss Antoine and the writing and the arranging, it's just gonna be amazing. So if you're in Atlanta, please make sure that you go. I always say this: people can't support what they don't know about, right? So you are knowing what's going on, but also now that you know, I want to encourage you to support. It's hard to do events when people don't support. So you may say, "Oh, why did they do it again?" Because it probably lacks support. So that's why, let's say the Brandy and Monica tour is the highest grossing tour right now because y'all support it. You went outside, you put your suits on, you did whatever, and you went outside. You say, well, why doesn't gospel have stuff like this? Because people don't support. So in order to have these types of events, you have to support. Okay, so that's really, 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 really important. And you can support if you say, I can't come, buy a ticket. If you say, well, whatever your well is, make sure you support. Support is really, really important. Same thing with the artists, with Miss Princess, with Pastor Windsor. Support. That's how people are able to move and keep it going. Because again, we're not in the 1900s anymore, and so people are not buying CDs. They're not buying them. They're listening to the music. So a share costs you nothing, right? Social media is free. Thank you. To the gods of social media, because we don't need social media to cost. So the only way that happens is if you keep supporting, okay? So we love that you all have been here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I have one last question, okay? We are walking into the holiday season, so happy December. What is your favorite Christmas song? Yeah, I'll give you two things, either one or the other. Either favorite Christmas song or favorite Christmas movie of all time. You can watch it 100 times or you can listen to it 100 times. Let's see. Miss Alicia, why don't you go first?
Oh, I'm ready too. That's the good thing about it. I'm ready. I can give you both. The favorite movie would be Home Alone.
Absolutely, of course.
Just what it is. It has the bloopers and all the things. Favorite song? Um, ooh, that's hard. I will say, because I think people sleep on it, and me and Antoine have a relationship with this album. I love the Merry Merry Christmas album. And my favorite song is Carol the Bells. Check it out. It's gonna bless you real good.
By Mary Mary.
By Mary Mary. It's Merry Merry Christmas. Their one and only Christmas album. And they have a song called Carol of the Bells. And their rendition is just amazing. And the funny thing is, Antoine, you did it for Transformation did it one year. I wasn't singing at the time, but I was at the concert because I had just moved to Atlanta. So I wasn't fully a part of it just yet. And it was an amazing rendition that they did for this song. But I love the song pretty much ever since I heard it. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. Pastor, we know you're on your way to 5 a.m. prayer. Now listen, y'all need prayer in your lives. Amen. Amen. Trump is president. All right. So so tell people really quick, how people can join your 5 a.m. prayer, because we are a Christian station, how people can join your 5 a.m. prayer, and either answer whichever question.
So the prayer will be on my YouTube channel, which is also Pastor Jay Windsor. I don't really have a favorite Christmas movie. I'm not a really TV person, but my favorite Christmas song is The First Noel. That's one of the ones I like to hear.
By who? By anybody?
The one that comes to mind is the rendition that Pastor John P. Key did on his Christmas album. That's the one that stands out for me. He's my all-time favorite gospel artist.
Wow.
Yes, and shout out to Pastor Key, who just released his
Throwback.
Volume 1
Throwback.
album. It's
Throwback.
amazing.
Throwback.
It is.
Throwback. Now you know you have a lot of catalog.
Oh yeah.
When you release about 15 songs and it's Volume 1. So shout out
Just
to
Volume
Pastor.
1. Right.
Shout out to Pastor Key. Miss Princess, what's your favorite?
So I don't have a favorite Christmas movie. I kind of play off the Hallmark channel, watch everything. But my favorite Christmas song, I love Silent Night by The Temptations. I can listen to that all day.
This is good. This is good. Okay. Greg, what's your favorite?
So, I don't have a movie. I would say Living Singles. That's the Christmas special for them. And I would say music-wise, Verity Records released compilations of Christmas songs, and Fred Hammond got "Go Tell It on the Mountains," and I listened to "Go Tell It." Do y'all understand how they sang on that CD, that song? I love "Go Tell It on the Mountain" by Fred Hammond, and I love that CD because it has so many good Christmas songs on it by so many artists I love. So that's my favorite Christmas song.
Greg, that people already know I love you. Now just
You put out a Verity record. That's good stuff.
man,
Oh,
listen,
y'all
you don't
know
understand. Okay,
Verity
Miss
was
Princess, I'm gonna
Verity
ask you a
was
question.
it.
How old are you, Miss Princess?
Oh, how old am I?
Yeah, do you mind sharing?
I'm 32.
Oh, you look incredible. Okay, so that's why I asked, because you're probably
She
like,
does.
what? So shout out to Verity Records, and this man is gonna come to my mind in just a second. So Verity Records, okay, I just got excited. Passing me one. Oh. So Verity Records released. I'm from Colorado, so that means I am from the state of Colorado, Mass. Amen. So Verity Records, come on, Verity Records released a Christmas album that was so amazing. Colorado, Mass. Colorado, Mass. Hezekiah Walker, Fred Hammond.
Twinkie Clark.
It was Twinkie Clark. It was so good. So you can find it on YouTube.
It's on iTunes too.
It's on iTunes too. Add that to I promise you. You're like, what? I'm telling you, that thing is
gonna bless you.
It will bless you. Now, Miss Antoine, I save you for last.
All right. Favorite movie, I would have to say Best Holiday with the Sanaa Lathan, Nia Long, not Nia Long. Sanaa, when the girl, she died from cancer, and
Best Man Holiday.
Best Man Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we were so sad that
It was sad. I mean, it was a good movie starting off, but when she passed away, I don't even keep talking about passing away. And that's not what that's not what I delight in. It's celebration of life. But I do like that movie. All right, to answer that question, favorite Christmas song, I would have to agree with Alicia. She kind of stole my answer, but I love that Mary Mary holiday CD. Oh my God, that thing was so good from front to back. But my favorite song on there had to be, it's an up-tempo song, arrangement of the Christmas hymn, Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
Yeah.
But it's a really nice arrangement of that. But I just love Mary Mary. The way
that whole album, yes.
So yeah, but it was a good album. Yeah.
I love Mary Mary. Together. Amen.
Together.
Amen.
Together.
Amen. Amen.
Together. Together.
We love y'all together. Amen. Praise. Together.
Together.
Amen. Let that rest in your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Together. My favorite Christmas movie will always be Home Alone. I just can watch the boy do it over and over again. I don't know why.
Y'all in the spirit tonight. That's fine.
Let me tell you, and you got to watch it with somebody who does the commentary.
Yeah.
Now that will bless you. It's awesome. You know my favorite Christmas song? Actually, I have like 100. Music is in my head every day. Like I wake up, music every day. Carol of the Bells, Donald Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That's a good one.
that's good.
That
Good
that Lejeune
Tri-City can't
Thompson.
do no wrong.
Yeah, that's a
Tri-City
good
No
cannot
one.
do no
wrong.
wrong.
None.
None.
No wrong ever.
No wrong.
So
Like it
Donald
just
Lawrence can't do no wrong.
No
yeah.
wrong.
No
Yeah.
wrong.
Lejeune
Hit it.
Thompson just wears us out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's a great album.
Yes.
It's still live. So I will say this before we go. If you are a gospel artist, let me say this to you now. You might have lost a little bit of time now. 2026. If you do one Christmas album and you put your soul on it, you'll be set up for the rest of your life. Boyz II Men hasn't released another Christmas album since. Mariah Carey
Let
still
it
telling us.
snow.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mariah Carey takes over Christmas every year.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
So
It's her season.
yes,
Once
it's
again.
great. So you do one
Same
Christmas
song.
album, huh?
I said same songs.
And the
Mariah
same
Carey.
song. The same song. No, we haven't heard nothing else from that. It's crazy. So I want to thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. We're
Thank
so
you.
elated to have you here at Freedom Radio. You're welcome to come back anytime you want. Pastor, when you release your book, I don't know if you have one, but Pastor, when you release your book, whatever's coming next, whatever you guys going on, you're always welcome here. We're so excited. Thank you for trusting me to have a flowing conversation with you, Miss Princess. We appreciate you. And thank you for hanging out with us, Pastor Jay Windsor, Alicia, Miss Antoine, and Greg. And so thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with us again. So I'm going to put this again. It's one more time. All right. So you have Miss Princess. Her album is called, or her single is called Jesus and I. Then you have Pastor Jay Windsor. It's Great and Mighty featuring the lovely Joanne Rosario. And then you have this upcoming event in Atlanta, December 13th, 2025. So we really encourage you guys to hang out, go support, have a good time, and please enjoy your holiday. It's
You
going to be
too.
more to come. All
You
right.
too.
Thank you.
Okay,
Have a
you
good
too.
All
night.
right.
Good night,
Thank
guys.
you.
Bye.
Bye bye.